Hey, it's Domain Day from cheapwinefinder.com. For a summery, springtime, inexpensive Trader Joe's Chardonnay. Let me grab the bottle so I don't get it wrong. Riddle Edna Valley Chardonnay 2018. $6.99. You can't beat that. Edna Valley is in the Central Coast AVA. It's in San Luis Obispo County. It's near Paso Robles. It's a valley just on the other side of Santa Lucia Mountains, and it's a really cool growing area. It's got a great reputation for Pinot Noir and Chardonnay, because there's a long growing season, and those are grapes that like to take their time to get ripe. And they're starting to do what the Central Coast is doing in Rhone Valley wines, Syrah, Grenache. They're starting to pick up a rep there, but they're known for Chardonnay. And here we go with under $7, a penny under $7 Chardonnay from a prime Chardonnay growing region. I think I know who made it. I'm not sure, but if you look up on Google Edna Valley Chardonnay, you probably find out that one of the biggest, or maybe the biggest winery in the United States owns property there and owns a vineyard there. And did they make it? You know, you'd figure they did, but I don't know. That's a good sign, because it's Chardonnay, and it says estate bottled on it. Well, estate bottled means it was bottled at an estate. Not the most earth-shattering news, but that means that there was an estate involved. It wasn't simply a brand wine where they bought grapes from all over and rented space somewhere. There is an estate, so that's all good signs for a $6.99 Chardonnay. And how is it? Let me take a taste. And this is on the cheapwinefinder.com website. We have a whole write-up. It's got oak influence. It's bright. It's kind of a darker wine, more melon, more dried apricot, good acidity, bright acidity. Open it up. Make sure you open the bottle. Don't pop the top on this one, because it has enough oak influence. Not old school Napa Valley buttered toast kind of oaky, but it has oak to it, and it was a little out of sync when I first opened it up. It took a while to find its balance. But, wait a little bit for a $7 Chardonnay that drinks well. And I wouldn't say it's delicious, but it is interesting. It did have depth. It had some charms, It wasn't like, oh, it's cheap and I don't, I'll drink it just because it was cheap. There was reasons to drink it. Was reasons to like it. Delicious? No, not quite. Interesting? Yeah, definitely. Take another sip. It tells you everything. And there you go. Trader Joe's is really interesting, really good for finding single AVA wines at a ridiculous price. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean a single AVA wine is better than a wine that says California on the label, or a wine that says Central Coast on the label. But it does mean that you get to taste what that area tastes like without having to spend a small fortune for a Chardonnay. You start to go, oh, I like this, I don't like that, and you can taste an expensive Santa Barbara Trader Joe's Chardonnay, then try Edna Valley, then maybe something up in Monterey, then Mendocino, and you can start to get a profile of what each of these areas have in store. You're not necessarily getting a $7 or $8 version of a $25 wine. That's not really what's going on here. Occasionally it is that way, but not always. But it does give you a way to see what's going on out there, to try different Chardonnays. They're all different. That's one thing about Chardonnay. Every so often I hear somebody say, I don't like Chardonnay. It's like, it's like you don't like the color palette. There's a zillion different colors. How do you not like them? You know, there's a zillion different. Every winery makes a Chardonnay different. How do you dislike them all? I mean, I guess some people are picky. I'll take another sip. That's 3 sips. We're already going good here. So that's it for me. I've got Paso Robles cheap red coming up, and then we got all sorts of stuff happening. The weather's getting good. It's time to fill up the wine glass. So keep it cheap. Adios. What else do I have to say? You know, I think things are opening up. More and more people are talking about having their appointments for the COVID shots. Things are looking up. People are going to start partying again rather than sitting at home and sharing their wine with Netflix. So I'm looking forward to it. So adios. Keep it cheap. Stay safe, and I'll be talking to you. Bye-bye.